Becca's by the Bay, and I am Becca, your tiny urban soap maker here in Corpus Christi, South Texas. So we got some new colors in yesterday from Nurture, and I did an unboxing, and I did find my Cyber Grape. It was in there. It's really pretty. So we're gonna play tonight or this morning. It's 3 o'clock. If you're up, awesome. We got Tropical Teal, Cyber Grape, and Klein Blue, Synergy, and Copper Penny. This is probably the most colors I've ever done with a soap, but we're going to go with it. So before I did a cool water like this with a swirl for somebody named Miss Daphne. And so I had been looking everywhere for something that will fit the molds that I was trying to plan on doing. So these are actually chocolate molds of the mermaids, and I was able to do cold process with it, and this was scented with cool water. It was like a blue, white, and purple with some different micas that I was trying on it for glitter. And then I have some of these, which are actually made from Seaside Escape, and the little starfishies. And I've got these little pearls. This was a mold from Nurture. I think it's the medium pearl round one. And so these little pearls I've made just from 100% coconut oil, I think with a little bit of glitter. And we've got some other little embeds going on. These are my sea salt cool water soaps. So I'm thinking I'm going to do something special. I did get a mold in, and I'm going to try doing some piping with it and putting it in here, and putting the tail, the seashell, the pearl, and the star, and doing some ocean waves with some piping. So that's my goal. And then I'll fill in some different molds and things like that that I have going on here with the mermaid tails and things like that. So I did do a fat wax earlier, and it came out awesome in my mermaid tail. So this is my moisturizer for my face, and I totally love it. I thought it would fit in my tins, but it does not. So we'll have to find something else to put it in. But love that. And then let's see. So this was the Tonka Noir bean, or Tonka Bean Noir, that I did a couple of videos back. This is the intergalactic glitter from Nurture that I put on there, and I think it just is super pretty. It doesn't spread as easily as some of the other glitters that I'm used to working with from Woody's Goodies, but I like the bling bling factor with that, and I'm going to keep that. Here's the round one from the Tonka Bean Noir, and then they were stamped with the little palm trees. And I didn't do any glitter on the little mini here, but I did do it on the lotus, and I thought that came out really pretty. Hoping there's enough light. I always turn the light down so that I can see on my computer. And we did the intergalactic. Don't think it shows up like I think it would. It shows up really, okay, sparkly, on the mermaids, the intergalactic one. So it's a little more effort to get it on, a little bit chunkier, but it's super sparkly. So I'm excited about that. I think those came out really good. I'm gonna put those aside. Okay, so we only have so much space here. So we've got some mermaid molds, we've got some star molds and things like that. Swirly molds, heart molds, and then this is really helpful, even though this fell apart. This is a solo cup from Walmart. It's a plastic one, and it helps hold the piping down. So I've got everything's about ready. And then this is some chunky sea salt, and I colored it with the copper penny to look like the sand. So I may add some of that on the soap. I'm not sure. So I'm debating about it. So I'm hoping this recipe will pipe better than some of the other ones I've tried in the past. It's got my coconut oil, castor oil, rice bran oil, sustainable palm, organic cocoa butter, and I'm adding the palm kernel oil flakes to help with the hardness. So maybe that will help with making this a better piping recipe. So I've not had good piping recipes. So we've got Cool Water for Women, and this is that fragrance by Wellington, a fragrance oil company, and it is awesome. It's got notes of ocean breezes, sweet citrus, pineapple, warm woods, and driftwood. So let's get soaping. And we've got our goat milk and our buttermilk in here as well. And hoping I can do all the craziness I'm thinking of. It might be in over my head, but that's okay. We'll try it anyway. It's a 2-pound recipe, 32% water. Haven't had any problems with this fragrance in the past, so I'm thinking I'm gonna be okay. Everything's at room temperature. I'm just going to make sure that those are mixed really good first. I probably did not grab enough of these stirrers. Grab a couple more. Just when you think you have everything. Alright, so purple for purple. Just going to have a little playtime here and make something pretty. I've been wanting to do something with this old color scent, and my order just came with the colors, and oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I like that one. Just the synergy. This is not so much a green. I don't know. It's like a turquoisey. When I think of like turquoise, like the gemstone mineral, that kind of reminds me of. Sometimes you see that turquoise. They get like that bright pop of turquoise in the turquoise colors. That's what that looks like. That is pretty. So that one's all mixed up. The teal one is always beautiful. This is more definitely of a blue. When I think of like when the ocean looks really blue on those days where the sun is just bouncing in. It's so pretty. This Klein blue is like when you get to the deep water and you can't really see through it. And you're just like, it's so dark. Is there anything down there? It's deep, dark, and mysterious. That's pretty. Alright, so showed you all my new colors. New doodads and stuff I got going on. Excited about all that. And then I've got, this is some lavender sanding sugar. It's actually not lavender, but it's lavender in color. It's purple. You can get this at Hobby Lobby. There's no cornstarch in it. And so I'm going to be sprinkling that on like some of the minis that I've got going on. And we need our lye water. Here. I did add my organic cane sugar to my lye water, and I'm going to add my honey now. 2 teaspoons. Oh, boogity boogers. Alright, that's what I get. Having too much stuff on my counters. We've got kaolin clay in this, and I've got some titanium dioxide mixed up with my distilled water, and it's at a 2-to-1 ratio, so 2 parts water, 1 part titanium dioxide. So the plan is to fill up these enough to start putting the embeds in, but not too full because I want to be able to pipe some ocean waves on it. So let's see how that goes. And this was Crafters something. I ended up having to get it on Amazon. It's a 4-inch round mold. Nobody had it for less money anywhere that I could find, so I just had to bite the bullet and buy it. Oh, that's what happened. Wire knocked over. I just want to get some really pretty swirls. Over. You can tell it changes color a little bit when it starts to emulsify. It turns from like, you'd think it's cloudy, but it's not. It's just creamier looking, and that way you know. Blue. I'm not sure I have. I'm just gonna lightly stir these. Hoping I have enough time to play with them a little bit. So far, so good. Don't think I want to do like a Clyde slide thing. I want to do pour in the white. Got a hand of chopsticks on water. I'll just use my straw. Good enough. All right. And do purple. This is actually called the Prima Donna swirl. Let's go from darkest to lightest. What's up? Hi. You want to see what I'm up to? Yeah. I'm making ocean wave colors, cool water. I don't know. You'll feel better. I think I'd wanted to put something on the other side. Some are setting up faster than the other. Interesting, interesting. Maybe I should have worked with a little bit more water content. We're going to go with it anyway. Oh, beautiful. Alrighty, we're going to go with it anyway. It'll be fine. Probably full water. why I'm only doing 6 of them.
I hate to say it, but whenever I did see the thing on Horizon for the anime, whenever it was subbed, because there's falsehood around the world, they have to fight. They can't fight the way the system does by pressing the command thing. They actually have to use their bodies.
Uh-oh.
And the same thing with the food, and I think I said that whenever I first saw this. I was like, probably because it has to be done the same way. You gotta cook it in real life. You can't just use the command menu to cook it.
Yeah, no. It's not like Star Trek 2 when you're like, Earl Grey tea hot and it's like instant coffee that appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Mug and all. And you're like, wow, that's cool. Much like these.
I think it's mush with salty mush, and then the other stuff with sugary stuff.
Alright, so I can get.
Because salt and sugar have their own flavors, so that means everything else would have its own flavor if you actually cook with it the proper way without using the command menu to cook with it.
Okay, so this should work out interestingly. Alright, so I need to see my pour. Anyway, it was just pouring one after another, and I'm going to swirl up and down, and around. I don't know if anybody saw that. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to make like a wave and come down, and wave and down, wave down, wave down, and then around. So up, down, up, and down, up, and down, down, around. Around one more time. That one's white. I'm trying it back. Hope that's gonna come out like I'm wanting it to. Anywho, we'll see. So I'm going to still do some piping on that. So we'll see how that comes out. I do need to add the rest of this into my soapy soaps. So I always make a mess. Not quite the prima donna swirl I was going for, but I still think it looks cool. I mean, it's not pudding or anything. I can still like get it to do what I want it to do in the other molds. But I definitely think I need to make sure I work at a full water discount so that I can get the swirls that I want. This one here. was hoping if I did a water discount that I would be able to pipe it, because this is slightly different than the recipe I'm normally working with. I did add the palm kernel flakes to add hardness, so that would make this setup a little bit faster than what I normally work with. Because sometimes you'll sit here waiting forever for stuff to set up so you can actually pipe it. And it's like, I don't have 5 hours to sit here and wait. And I knew I wanted to make sure I didn't add too much color because I want that white to swirl it and look softer than like harsh, dark, bright colors. That was kind of what I was hoping to go for. This all out of me. Alright, so that's what it looks like before the swirl. And I'm just gonna hopefully swirl it on the way out too a little bit. Rinse my hands. I know I wanted to do a couple of the swirly ones like this. That's pretty. Probably should have made more of this batter. Scrape up all the extra and just kind of put it in the back of this one here. Kind of like a blue and purple rainbow. Ocean rainbow. That's neat. Alright, so I got a couple of those. Might be able to cut a couple of tails. May just have to do some minis later. These are so pretty. I like the colors. Clean up my edges. I love making mermaid soaps. It's probably my favorite thing to do. So pretty. Alright, I've got my edges. It looks like there's a little bubble there. I've got all my edges cleaned up. And I definitely do not have enough batter to do everything that I would like to do. That's okay. sure the bubbles are out. These are like rainbow mermaid tails. That's cool. I'm running out of space. I don't have enough to pipe some stuff on here or not. I need to save this for this. Set up a little bit more. And then I'll scrape it in so I can pipe it. I don't want the swirls to get messed up that are in here. They're so pretty. So here's what's in my pot right now. Super pretty. I'm going to let it set up a little bit more. And here's the backs of these, which look like rainbows. They're so pretty. I don't know. Maybe, oops. Let's see if that's going to look right on there. I might not do it like that. I might do something different. So, there's my colors. Letting that set up. I want to try to pipe some kind of wave or something going on. So where am I going to put everything? I think I was going to do the wave first and then put stuff on. See, there's a, this is enough to set up. I'm not the best piper, so let's see how this comes out. Definitely not set up enough. Just gonna have to wait. Oh, I'm not patient. And again. I fast forward, but I just am terrible at figuring out cameras and editing and all that, so it's gonna be live. Hoping I'll set up a little bit more. What if I stick it in the fridge? Stick it in the freezer for like a minute or so. See if that helps set it up faster. Tips and tricks, tips and tricks. Something's going to work. What? So if you don't have a chopstick, a straw will work. Definitely have 3 of these. 2, 3, 3 of these. I like these ones. 2. I don't have enough of all of those. Just have 3. 4. Then it just seems odd. A couple other ones like this. Not sure if I like this one as much. Definitely, these are probably my favorite seashells here would be these 3. This one's kind of meh. It's pretty. I need 6 of these. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's another one. 5, 6. Three. Just like kind of extra. What are you doing here? You're gonna confuse me. So, got our mermaid tails here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've got some extra tails here for a different project that I'm gonna do later. 6. Our starfish. I don't know, should I lay those flat? I worry about these breaking. Put it at the base of the where the swirl starts. Because I don't want these ones to break in like shipping and stuff like that. Because these are probably the thinnest ones I have. They're a little thin. That's pretty like that. Okay. Let's check on this. See how we are doing. Almost firm. So maybe I'll do like an ocean wave up along the side and put like a seashell here. Ah. Or maybe I'll just put the seashells like this. I'm trying to figure this out. I was trying to figure this out earlier because I've got tails like this. I want to do with tails like this. And something like this. And then this somewhere right here, I think. I don't know. Can I fit them all on here? It's possible. There's my girl. These are pretty. Okay, there's some soapy soap going on here. This is the new tip I got from Nurture as well. Soap everywhere. Set up just a little bit more. May just go over that again so it looks like waves kind of crashing over. And then I'll put my tail in like here somehow. I might stick a seashell. I don't know if I'm going to get my seashells on there. Might not be enough room on this one. We'll see. Might be too much. Definitely not enough. I don't think there's enough room for sand because you won't see the design. Save those for something else then. Bring in for a close up. Oh, it's pretty so far. I don't want it to be frozen, so just set it up a little bit better. Just want to look a little more wavy like. There we go. Oops. No. Piping is not easy. I had this vision in my head. Okay. Mermaid splashing the waves. I think that would just be overkill. And get too big. I actually want to see my sausage. Alrighty, yeah, I guess those ones are done. I've got a little extra soap left, more than I thought, which is okay. Just pipe it into something else. And we're piping it into my mermaid. And then that one comes out. That one's really light. I might have to add an extra. Alright, so these just, there's no room for you guys. Sorry. Next time. Anything extra into my heart molds. So that worked really good to put it in the freezer for a few minutes to kind of let it set up a bit more. I think if I had it in there too long, it would have not really piped out as fluid as I want it to do. Let's try to get the rest of this all out. Much got a little bit of extra color somehow. some here. Tiny bit of color. Tiny. Tiny. But it should be enough to add some over here. A little bit of purple left. Paints to hands. I'm gonna put a little bit of you to put it in the cover first. Just kind of sprinkle it in and then press it in. Just kind of have it on. Dun, 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 dun. These are a lot larger than I normally do. I'll just show you really quickly the intergalactic glitter from Nurture. I usually just spray some 91% rubbing alcohol into the cover. Get like a little paintbrush doodad. And I tried putting a different glitter on the a little starfish, but it didn't look right. So I figured this would just be pretty, just like that. And you just paint it on. Ooh, I like actually dripping some of that. That's actually really kind of pretty. I'll paint some on later. But so that is that. This is my cool water for women. That is so pretty. I'm excited about it. Can't wait to unmold those tomorrow. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me super early in the morning here. See you later.